Hey Google, restart video.
Hey everyone, Scott Innes, voice actor, Hollywood actor, movie star. Don't believe all that. I'm a legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby Dooby Doo, Scrappy Dappy Doo, Puppy Tower, Black and Shaggy too. And you've got the Sullivan Project podcast coming at you right now.
Hey Google, stop. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. I'm your host, Harold Sullivan. Hey Google, turn your volume to 50%. Hey Google, stop. In case y'all haven't tuned in before, I've been blind a little over 3 years now. So I'm using these gadgets, to take messages. I can leave notes on them and they play the podcast I want to listen to, and audio books, and call. Someone could call out and different things. So, it helps out, you know what I mean? If you have disabilities, I was born with autoimmune disease, and I've been in a wheelchair since around 10, and I'm over 45 now, almost 46, thank God. I wasn't supposed to make it, but somehow I just, you know, that's what this podcast is about. Like, how did you make it from one part to the next? Like, how did you make it whenever you had your toughest things, and then you don't really think about it or look back after you get past it. But if you do, it will help you with other stuff and maybe help other people. So everyone has a story. You can't judge a book by its cover. That's what I like to say. And I welcome, if you want to check out past episodes, check out YouTube and TikTok, Harold Sullivan 78. And then Facebook is Harold Sullivan period 35. And you can email hs19782015 at outlook.com. And you can call if you want to be on the show or leave comments, share, uh, uh, send friend requests, whatever. Uh, we appreciate it. There's nothing for sale here, you know what I mean? Our reward isn't here, I like to say. So, but yeah, you can call 724 513 1472. That's 513-1472, the 724 area code. We're going to talk about Sliders today, the TV show, a little bit, and then uh, cross dressers in movies and TV. It's different. I like to come up with these different topics, different brackets, like movie brackets, just odd stuff. We talk about everything here, though, from the paranormal and supernatural, metaphysical, spiritual, and then, you know, movies, TV, art, family, food, whatever, entertainment. Just come on here and get stuff out. If you want to be a guest, you can say things, if you want to just get on good or bad, you know what I mean? Because you just have right now, and I like to say love unconditionally. You know what I mean? Fight fire with water. So that means give someone a hug. If you know they're already angry, why fuel it? You know. So yeah, sliders. Oh, I want to give an update on my ear. My one ear is still draining. I got ear infections right now. It's just I ran out of medicine a couple of days ago, and the doctor's not in right now, so he should wait. He comes back in like 3 days, and then he'll see what he want to do instead of trying to call me in some more because it was getting better. So maybe in the next couple of days, you know. But that doesn't mean if it stops draining, that still doesn't mean it's better. But we'll see. I got ear infections. I haven't had one for a while, but that's just my plan. It's just what I got. Everybody has stuff. Whenever you think, oh, I wish I was that person or whatever, no, you don't, because you can deal with what you deal with what you got. You're handling, but you don't have any clue what other people have. You do not want to, you know what I mean? Do what you got, deal with what you got. Don't wish you were someone else, no matter what they look like or any of that, especially that. People just judge, I'm not the judge, just a messenger, I like to say. But yeah, we're going to talk about sliders here and then some other stuff here. Sliders was a TV show. It was the late 80s, early 90s, I believe, somewhere around there. Jerry O'Connell, of course. And we're going to talk about the first season, which was only about 10 episodes. but it was actually 9, and the first episode was a two-parter. And I think the first episode was probably the best in the first season, because it was like a movie almost. I mean, the episodes are so good though that they seem like they could be longer. They're each about 45 minutes, so they were the usual hour, but they kind of get a lot and cram it in and make it very fast. Maybe they did that on purpose. But I'd probably give the first season maybe a 7 out of 10. I mean, that's pretty high for me. I'm tough on movies, but I'm listening to them again now. I've seen them before, but now since I don't have my site anymore, I'm going back over certain shows, movies, and just from a different perspective now, because it's totally different. I mean, I can't imagine most people sitting there through a whole movie or TV shows with their eyes closed just to see how it would be. But try it. You'll see how good a movie or show really is, right? If you can't see it, right? But Sliders, yeah, it's a good sci-fi show. It reminds me kind of something like maybe like a BBC. I forget how you say it. More of a low budget, like Doctor Who, but I never did see Doctor Who. I may check out some of them because I'm a big time travel fan, and you know, there's lots of Doctor Who fans. So, but it seems like that. But it's good. There's 4 characters pretty much, and so Jerry O'Connell plays this young high school dude, whatever, college kid, somewhere around there, who invents. He's trying to make an anti-gravity machine, and instead he opens up a wormhole with this machine, and so it goes to different dimensions. So it's not time travel, but it's close. So there are other Earths, but they're parallel Earths. Each one has something going on, but they pretty much are the same. So it's hard to tell until they get to certain spots when they get there. So a couple of people go with them basically, and they go and they can't come back. They can't figure out how to. It's only like a one-way thing, and they can't control where they go once they go through the hole. But there's a timer on the machine thingy that they carry. It's like a remote control that tells you how long before the next portal will open. So they only have a little bit of time at each one. Then they gotta, they explore it or whatever. Then they gotta get back to that spot to get back in the hole to go to the next thing, or they'll be stuck on wherever they are. And so they haven't come to the same place twice yet in the first few episodes. It's a good show. I mean, it sounds. But the characters, there's a black gentleman whose name is the Crying Man. They call him. He's a singer, or he was a singer. He sounds pretty good though too. And then there's a professor. He looks like the dude from Indiana Jones with a beard, kind of. If y'all remember that guy, he has an accent too. And then you have Jerry O'Connell. Then there's a female friend of Jerry O'Connell, a young lady. She's smart and stuff, like a nerdy type. So that's who pretty much is in the first season. And then they have a couple of characters that they interact with that end up being on different worlds, different people, as well as they have counterparts on some of the worlds. Some of the worlds they don't. Some of the worlds they do have counterparts. So, but that's a big summary right there, right? So let's talk about some of the episodes here. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, my annuity report, Flintstones, Tito Jackson.
Oh, hey
Second,
Google, stop.
Sliders.
Before we get to Sliders, Tito Jackson, one of the famous Jacksons, Jackson 5, Michael Jackson, he passed away. And then I want to mention Minority Report. I don't think I mentioned that. I did some time travel, a couple podcasts on time travel recently, and it's kind of like that, but it's not really time travel. But it has these beings that can tell the future. So Tom Cruise is part of this like group that goes out and keeps crimes from being committed because they know when they're going to happen. So it's time travel, right? Something like. And then the Flintstones. I don't remember if I mentioned that when I did a podcast where I mentioned crossovers with TVs, shows, movies, and there was a Flintstones Jetsons cartoon movie crossover. I think it was a movie. It might have been a TV episode, but years ago. So I wanted to get those. And then we're going to get on the Sliders now. Hey, Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, my annuity report, Flintstones, Tito Jackson. Second, Sliders, Conrad, Virus, Meteors.
Hey, Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's
okay,
forgotten.
So the first episode of Sliders, the first two-part episode, Conrad, everybody was Conrad. It's like we had lost the war, and I think maybe it was the Germans that took over. It was different though. Yeah. And then we had a virus that had took over, and people were dying. There wasn't many people left. I don't want to spoil the endings, but there's decent. Then there was one with a meteor, which I want to talk about. When they got there, everybody thought it was all cool, but then, or no, they didn't. Everybody was panicking right when they got there. And here, a meteor was headed for Earth, and nobody knew how to stop it. And somehow the professor was able to rebuild an atomic bomb and convince the government into launching it towards the missile and saving them. And this was only within like they had a couple of days to do this. So I just want to say that. I mean, take that as you will, but that was a little bit unbelievable. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Sliders Conrad virus meteors French take over paradise.
Hey Google, stop. Okay, then the French took over, and one of the when they went to another one, and the money was counterfeit and all this stuff. The dude got in trouble. Rembrandt Brown is the singer. Rembrandt Brown. He paid for a taxi, and then it had like presidents, I guess, that didn't exist or whatever. And so, and then let's see what else. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Sliders Conrad virus meteors French take over paradise. Second,
Hey Google,
Sliders
delete the first one.
Done.
And then they got to a paradise, which everything seemed cool. Was their best one yet. But then I forget what the twist was. There's always a twist. But again, there was a lot of people, and they took them up to their group. Oh yeah, that's right. They were worshiping them and stuff because they thought that they were some kind of gods and things because of they came from the poor whatever this guy, and there was a thing being foretold about them being saved. So it was like a utopia, and there was some kind of twist, of course. Like they were going to sacrifice them or something. I don't remember. It's good though. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? And that's the first part of the
Here's
season.
what you told me. First, Sliders mind games women in charge kidnap lottery.
Hey Google, stop. Okay, and then there was a mind games one where it was almost a sport where it was like Jeopardy or some kind of quiz show, and then like football. And Jerry O'Connell's character was really smart in this universe, of course, and he had to. He was like an academic scholar. It was some kind of Olympics like that, and they had to get points and stuff. But some people he owed people money, and they wanted him to throw it, or they were going to kill him or break his legs. So it was that. And then what, Women in Charge? I think it was the next one, where women were in charge of everything. And Rembrandt gets picked up by this lady. He's singing on the street corner for money because they need money in this universe. And she says, "I'm gonna give you a record deal," but then she just wants him for his body and all this. It's funny. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? My nephew and
Here's what you
my
told me.
great niece is
First,
coming.
Sliders mind games women in charge kidnap lottery.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
And then the kidnap. Rembrandt Brown got kidnapped in one of the universes because somebody thought he was the real him who had died on that universe. It was actually a guy who was in the original band with them, the Spinning Tops, before they broke up. And then shit, what the heck did I say for the last one? Kidnap. I can't remember. So they, oh yeah, people yelling. They don't believe it, like walking or calling on the phones. That's just, see, women in charge, kidnap, and I can't remember. But the word is on there, so it sounds. You'll know it sounds. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, he's the man boys don't cry ladybug.
Hey Google, stop. Okay, so yeah, you'll know what's on there. I forget what that last one was. So we got some cross dressers or women or men that dress like the opposite sex or whatever. Doesn't have to mean that it's just for different reasons or whatever, any reasons. And when I was just thinking of these off the top of my head, after all the movies that I've seen over the years and listened to, now that I'm blind, I was surprised at how many titles I came up with. So the first one, let's see, Ladybugs. What was his name? I can't remember. Jonathan. Fraser or something. But it's a boy dresses like a girl to play on the soccer team, and it is Rodney Dangerfield. And then you have he's he's. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, he's the man boys don't cry ladybug.
Hey Google, stop. He's the man with Amanda Bynes, and she dresses like a boy, I guess, to play soccer. I can't remember. It's been a few years since I've seen that. And then Boys Don't Cry, which I think is the title. But there was a movie I was looking for where, like, a girl in high school dressed like a boy, cut her hair and all that. And my sister said it was Hilary Swank, and it was called Boys Don't Cry. And that does match the description, but there may be another one like that. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, he's the man boys don't cry ladybugs.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Tootsie Psycho Sleepaway Camp.
Hey Google, stop. And then we have Tootsie, which had the dude from Rain Man, Dustin Hoffman, where he dressed like a woman. And then we had Sleepaway Camp.
Right now.
What? Hey Google, stop. Sleepaway Camp, which, surprise, spoiler at the end, the female ends up being male. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Tootsie Psycho Sleepaway Camp.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Then we have Norman Bates in Psycho, of course. He dressed, like his mother. And these are movies or TV shows with people dressing in clothes, like the opposite sex. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Bosom Buddies sorority boys, white chick said would Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hey Google, stop. Okay, so let's see here. Bosom Buddies was a show with Tom Hanks and another guy like back in the 70s, I think maybe, or 80s. Way back before Tom Hanks became famous. And they dressed like women so they could live in a all-woman hotel. And then Sorority Boys was similar to that. Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville, who played Lex Luthor, where they were going to a female college and they're just like women. And then, let's see here, Bosom Buddies. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Bosom Buddies sorority boys, white chick said would Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hey Google, stop. White chicks with the Wayans brothers, of course, where they put on all that makeup. And it was weird looking with that blue eyes, and then they kind of were white looking, but they were just pale. White chicks.
Nothing's playing right now.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Bosom Buddies sorority boys, white chick said would Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hey Google, stop. And then we got Mrs. Doubtfire with Robin Williams, of course, which is one of the best ones. And then Ed Wood was a Johnny Depp movie based on a true story about the director Ed Wood, who in his spare time would dress like a woman. But he was a good director, but he didn't have many hits. The movie's really good, though. Tim Burton did it with Johnny Depp, of course. Hey, Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Bosom Buddies sorority boys, white chick said would Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hey, Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Hey, Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Air Jordan King of Pop History is Wrong Flintstones. Second, Best New York Kiss Poop by Dave.
Hey, Google, stop. So I finally got to check out the movie Air about Michael Jordan, starring Matt Damon, about Nike, how they were trying to recruit him. And it was good. I didn't know Ben Affleck was in it, of course. I'm listening to it, I'm like, I know this voice. And then Chris Tucker showed up, and I was like, okay. Like, those three guys are the ones that work for Nike. And then Wayne's brother, Marlon, was in it later. And it was decent. I'd probably give that maybe a 7 out of 10. That's a good movie. And then History is Wrong is another book by Eric von Dannen, who did Chariots of the Gods and The Gods Were Astronauts. And he has some more things he talks about this metal plate library and the Book of Mormon may be real. Of course, they can't get to the library because you got to go under the water and go open this thing and nobody can find it now. Or maybe they can, I don't know. Check out the book. There's a mountain, I forget what they call it, but it's like the top of it sliced off. And when they had it tested, it's dark on top, but it's light underneath and like all the rest of it. So it's like something either sliced through it hot or something like did it on purpose, like cut it, or maybe something crashed and went through it. Somehow it was melted with a laser, and they couldn't have did it. Uh, and there's just so many other mysteries in this book. King of Pop, Michael Jackson is a good book about Michael Jackson. I knew most of it. It's about 6 hours, 7 hours, not very long, because I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson, of course. Uh, don't care about what he did in his spare time. But I learned why they call it the baby blanket. You know what I mean? He had three kids to one lady who just wanted to give him. So they went through the intro. I think I don't think they actually had sex, but she wanted to give him a family because he was getting older and he was actually growing up. Because they said he had the mind like an 11-year-old. You know what I mean? He never had girlfriends and he didn't do any of that stuff. When he slept with boys in the bed, he didn't think it was wrong. He didn't. I don't believe he did nasty stuff with them. I don't know. Maybe he did, but he didn't think it was wrong to just have one. Somebody on the other side of the bed. If he's a kid at heart, sleepovers were okay. So it's just he shouldn't have said that though, because once he did that in public, that's whenever people start coming out saying that pay us money because he did this and that. It's sad, you know what I mean? And he had some kind of skin disease, but he started to bleach his skin so he could be white. He was never comfortable with what he looked like. His dad used to stand there with a belt whenever they were rehearsing when he's like 5 years old, in case everything messed up. And he even said he used to throw up when his dad would come around at certain points, just from being around him. And I know what that's like from being in certain situations, how people can make you feel. And then his hair caught on fire. And that's when he got caught on painkillers, or got hooked on pain pills. His hair got caught on fire doing something for Pepsi, I believe, like pyrotechnic crap. And he broke his nose the first time. They're not saying how that happened or if he did it just to have the surgery, but his dad always said he had a big nose. And so, you see, you know what I mean? Donny Osmond said, what's the difference? Like, how come you turned out this way and Michael turned out that way? Because they were rivals at one point in the music when they were younger. And Osmond said, my dad wasn't Joe Jackson. So what does that tell you? Hey, Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Air Jordan King of Pop History is wrong Flintstones.
Hey,
Second,
Google, stop. All right, so let me see here. Let's play a little bit of Name That Tune. All right. I guess I can't go that way. Jesus. All right. All right. So this is me playing the piano. Mind you, one finger. My hands don't work very well, and I'm blind. But let's see if y'all can guess some of these tunes here. If you haven't guessed already, it's Apparitions as a Rider. Tupac. All right.
Sullivan, you have a new friend suggestion. London Tosadori. Swipe up to unlock.
Okay, now we got some more here. Well, same one. Jesus. And guess this one. Halloween. I've always been able to play by ear. These are the different parts to the Halloween theme. This is Jaws. One, two. Freddy's coming for you. Heroes in a Half Shell. Turtle Power. This is Phantasm. One of the scariest horror films. This is, guess, the theme from The Incredible Hulk. The Running Man. I taught myself how to play that once. All at once. Like a couple months ago. Without even listening to it. It doesn't sound right when you go off the key. See, I gotta find the right note. And when I do, I can play. There it is. Da, da, da. There it is. Darth Vader's theme. There it is. Can you guess that already? Star Wars theme. There it is. It goes up the scale. You got to go all the way up and down. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed. Love y'all, as always. And treat each other the best you can. Love, learn, and teach each moment. At least love, and then teach and learn, because we're not here just to be here. You know, love is a choice, and so is to hate.